Days of Our Lives spoilers next 2 weeks. Stefano's funeral. Chanel enrages Sophia. Chad keeps a secret. The hallways of University Hospital have borne witness to countless whispered secrets, illicit kisses, and shocking returns from the dead. But for the next 2 weeks in Salem, the drama shifts from the sterile confines of the ICU to the hallowed and highly flammable ground of memory and legacy. As the town prepares to lay to rest its most persistent specter, the living find themselves haunted by choices that could reshape futures. This isn't just a funeral, it's a reckoning. Welcome to the latest, most explosive chapter of Days of Our Lives. A phoenix's final farewell? Stefano di Mera's last plot. The undeniable headline is the long-awaited, deeply suspicious funeral of Stefano di Mera. The man who famously died more times than a soap opera contract can be counted on as finally being given a memorial service. But in Salem, even a coffin isn't proof of demise. The question on everyone's lips, especially his children, isn't just about grief, but about authenticity. Is this truly the end of the Phoenix, or is this his most elaborate plot yet? Sources close to the Di Mera mansion indicate a service fraught with tension, not tenderness. Expect a gathering that's less a mourning and more a tactical war council. E.J. Di Mera, ever the dutiful son in public, will spearhead the proceedings with a somber, corporate elegance, viewing the funeral as a necessary step to solidify his unchallenged rule over the empire. But his brother, Chad Di Mera, is a storm cloud of conflicting emotions. Chad's journey from Stefano's pawn to a man striving for a moral compass has been rocky. His grief is laced with a liberating terror, the fear that the shadow he's finally escaped might somehow still be looming. This internal conflict will manifest in a shocking way, setting the stage for a secret that could devastate his fragile new beginning. Chad's burden, a secret that threatens more than a marriage. Speaking of Chad, his quest for a quiet life with Abigail's memory and their children as his guide is about to be violently upended. Spoilers reveal that in the aftermath of the funeral, Chad makes a discovery or is entrusted with a confidence so profound that he chooses to lock it away. This isn't a simple white lie. This is a secret with a heartbeat, one that ties directly to the Di Mera legacy and has the potential to unravel lives across Salem. Why keep it? Is it to protect someone he loves? To prevent a corporate catastrophe? Or is it a final, twisted gift from Stefano, a test of his son's true loyalty? The weight of this silence will strain his relationship with Stephanie Johnson, who is already navigating her own career and personal crossroads. Chad's secretive behavior will read as a regression, a slide back into the Di Mera darkness she fears. His choice to withhold the truth may be the very thing that destroys the future he's trying to build, proving that sometimes the ghosts we carry are more dangerous than the ones we bury. Making up a storm, Chanel's icing of destruction. Across town, the air is just as thick, but it smells less of funeral flowers and more of burnt sugar and betrayal. At Sweet Bits, the bakery is heating up to volcanic levels. Chanel Dupree, having fought through immense personal tragedy to keep her dream alive, is finally finding her footing. Her bond with her wife, Allie Horton, has been her anchor. But a new ingredient is about to be added to the mix that could curdle everything. Enter Sophia, the mysterious and talented new baker Chanel hired. What begins as a professional partnership takes a sharp turn when Chanel, perhaps in a moment of seeking comfort or reckless abandon, shares a kiss with Sophia. This is no innocent peck. It's a kiss loaded with confusion, passion, and catastrophic potential. When Allie inevitably discovers the betrayal, the fallout will be swift and severe. But the real twist: Chanel, reeling from her own actions, may direct her panic and guilt outward as rage towards Sophia, blaming the other woman for a moment she willingly participated in. This storyline promises a raw exploration of grief, identity, and the messy path of recovery. Is Chanel self-sabotaging her happiness? Is this a reaction to unresolved trauma, or a true awakening of feeling? The love triangle that ensues won't be a simple catfight. It will be a deeply emotional quagmire that tests the limits of forgiveness and the definition of commitment. The ripple effect: a town on the brink. Stefano's funeral acts as a dark sun, with the other storylines orbiting its gravitational pull of chaos. John and Marlena will be front and center, not just as mourners, but as living relics of Stefano's greatest obsession. Their very presence is a reminder of his endless vendetta, and Marlena's history with the Di patriarch will cast a long shadow over the eulogies. Gabi and Stefan Di, no strangers to family dysfunction, will be watching the proceedings with a keen eye, looking for any weakness in EJ's armor or any opportunity to advance their own standing within or against the family business. Paulina and Abe Carver will provide the stabilizing presence of Salem's core, but even they will be drawn into the spirals of secret keeping and emotional fallout, especially as Chanel's crisis unfolds. And let's not forget the ever-present Megan Hathaway or other Di adjacents, who may see the funeral as the perfect cover to advance their own mysterious agendas. A power vacuum, even a ceremonial one, is an invitation for chaos in Salem. Why these next 2 weeks will redefine Salem. The genius of this upcoming narrative is in its juxtaposition. We have the macro, the funeral of a supervillain, a symbolic end of an era. And we have the micro, a stolen kiss in a bakery, a secret kept between lovers. Yet they are intrinsically linked. They are all about the past refusing to stay dead and the desperate, often flawed, ways people try to control their futures. Stefano Di built his empire on secrets, manipulation, and the warping of love into possession. As they lower his alleged body into the ground, the citizens of Salem are left to wrestle with his true legacy, the part of him that lives on in their own choices. Chad choosing secrecy over transparency, Chanel choosing passion over promise. It's a brilliant metaphor. We spend our lives running from the shadows that shaped us, only to find ourselves casting similar ones. Get ready, Days fans. The next 2 weeks promise a masterclass in soap opera storytelling, where a funeral isn't an ending, but a trigger. The tears shed won't just be for Stefano. They'll be for trust broken, for truths unspoken, and for the terrifying, thrilling realization that in Salem, the only thing harder than living with the dead is living with yourself. Tune in, because the past is finally being buried, but its consequences are just being born.